Now, before we go on, let's look at the elemental balance as usual. So over here we have not one, but two singleton planets, ladies and gentlemen, which means each one of those planets is going to stick out a lot because each one of them represents the one area of that element in the chart. So we have one fire planet in the chart, and it's a heavy hitter because it's the sun in Sagittarius. This is not only the only Sagittarius placement in the chart, this is the only fire sign placement in the chart. And we have plenty to talk about the sun. I'll definitely have some more later on to add to this, but we already know the sun is going to stick out even more than usual. Going back to the elemental balance again, we're going to see that we also have, in addition to one fire sign, we also have one air sign. Once again, the sole representative of the air element in this chart is Venus in Aquarius at 1 Aquarius. Venus is a chart that is a planet that's incredibly important for anyone who does artistic work, singers, painters, illustrators, anyone who does work with creative anything, in this case songwriting, for example, and singing. Venus is the planet that is going to really help with that. And so we have another reason for Venus to stick out. We will come back to Venus, of course. So we already know from this chart that those two planets, we have the sun in Sagittarius and we have Venus in Aquarius, that are going to stick out by virtue of the fact that they are the only representatives of their element in the chart. Which means we have 8 planets left, and we have 4 earth and 4 water planets. Lots of water. This person's incredibly sensitive. This person is emotional. Lots of earth. This person's a hard worker. They potentially have some business savvy. They know how to use, they know how to do logistics. They know how to work their own resources very well. And so we see that personality of Taylor Swift already coming out with the information that we have. Now, one other thing I do not want to miss is that we have one other singleton, and I mentioned this a couple of streams ago, but remember that each sign of the zodiac has an element and a quality. Remember, those qualities are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Ms. Swift has one mutable planet in the chart. And if you haven't guessed what it is yet, it is, once again, Sagittarius Sun. So not only is Sagittarius Sun the only fire planet in the chart, it's also the only mutable planet in the chart. Now let's talk about what that means. Mutability is the ability to make changes, the ability to adapt. Mutability is the desire to follow orders instead of the need to take on long-term projects or the need to lead in any way, shape, or form. Again, that doesn't mean that people with a lot of mutable planet placements cannot be good rulers or leaders. It just means that they're more suited for doing discrete tasks instead of leading or being assigned projects that are long-term for which they are responsible. They're usually better at disparate tasks that they can check off a list and keep going. In this chart, we have one mutable planet. So we already know that Taylor Swift is not someone to be trifled with. This is not a person who's going to wait for other people to call the shots. We have six cardinal planets. Remember that cardinal signs are the signs that begin a season. People who have a heavy cardinal influence, and let's just say it, 60% of Taylor Swift's chart is cardinal planets. When you have this many cardinal planets, you are going to be the one to take charge. You are going to be the one to initiate. You are going to be the one to make the calls for yourself. This is not the chart of a person who is going to allow other people to make decisions for them. They're going to want to step up and do it. And of course, we also have 3 fixed planets, which gives her some more gravitas and ability to stick to the things that she does. It's not a huge amount of fixed planets. It's about a normal amount, I would say. But it does mean that she's not a leader who just says, I want to start this and not finish it. She actually has the staying power to finish things as well. So again, what I'm setting you up for is a chart that has a tremendous amount going for it.